The MMA India Show.
What's up, guys? We got 4 performances of the night. We got Mukayev, Murgabedov, Alaskara, and Islam. They all won $50,000. Congratulations to them. Who's got the first question?
Dana, down here, just your immediate reaction to a fantastic head kick KO by Islam over Alex. What do you think of the fight? Obviously, it ended pretty early, but how did you think it played out? What do you think of the finish?
What do I think of the head kick?
Yeah.
Spectacular. I mean, the pro cop-esque head kick. You know, Islam talked a lot about coming in and you know, revenging, you know, and setting the record straight on how everybody felt about the last fight. And you know, it wasn't one of those situations where you say, you know, that Alexander came in on short notice and gassed out or anything. He went in there and finished it. Impressive win by him.
It almost looks like he knew that was there, right? You threw it a few times. It was like a tactical adjustment rather than Alex just not being able to last the distance, yeah?
What's the question?
Said it looked like Islam meant to throw it. It wasn't just something that he, you know, it wasn't like Alex.
He didn't accidentally throw a head kick and knock him out?
He threw it a few times. It was like tactical.
I agree with you.
Cool, good. But still, for Volkanovski, very impressive that he was willing to do this. Very impressive that he came in. He looked good early on. It's very great to have him with your roster.
Everybody. Co-main and main event. Everybody accepted fights. You know, you get these situations. I mean, we've talked about this leading up to the fight. It's just a different mentality these days, and that's why we love the sport.
Hamzat Chimaev and Kamaru, obviously a great fight as well. That first round, no one's ever done that to Kamaru. What did you make of Hamzat's performance? And apparently he broke his hand in the first round as well.
Yeah, he said he broke his hand, but that's not confirmed yet. Obviously, he's going to go get x-rays and MRIs and whatever he needs, and we'll figure that out. And, you know, Hamzat goes in there and he's fighting, you know, greatest welterweight of all time, a very tough, crafty veteran, and, you know, Hamzat was built here during COVID. I mean, the kid's unbelievably talented. We need to keep him more active. That's what we need to do.
Did you score it the way the judges had it? You had it 2 rounds to have that one to Kamaru. How did you have it scored?
How did I score it?
Yeah.
I didn't score it. I mean, the first round was, you know, there's a lot of talks about 10-8. First round was probably a 10-8 round. So from there.
What has been the issue with keeping Hamzat busy? Is it been travel issues? Has it been his schedule? What's the issue with keeping Hamzat busy?
Well, there's been issues in the past. Hopefully, there's not issues now. Hopefully, his hand's not broken, and hopefully, we can do this title fight.
For Kamaru, though, again, stepping on a short notice, he came back strong in the second and third round. Very impressive performance by him on such short notice.
Usman?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Usman, again, that's a different fight at 5 rounds. That's an interesting fight at 5 rounds.
Would you like to see Usman stay at middleweight?
Usman?
Yeah.
That's up to him. That guy's done it all. You know what I mean? If you look at his career, look what he's done. He's the greatest welterweight of all time. Doesn't get enough credit. And stepped up, took this fight at 85. Whatever he wants to do, I'm good with it.
We also had some weird doctor decisions this evening.
Yeah, listen, the guy's inexperienced. He got up in it. I think there's a lot of things that probably happened. You know, I guess he asked him, "Where are you right now?" And his response was, "I'm in the desert." He's not wrong. I think there's a big language barrier in there between the 2 of them. Inexperience, and you know, just it sucks. It's one of those things that happens sometimes, and we'll make it right and we'll fix it.
It's been a while since we've seen you get in the cage to stop some carnage. What exactly was going on in there between Johnny and Goliath? Well, it's been a while since he's had to get in the cage to stop a fight. What was going on between Johnny and Goliath?
It's been a while since he's had to step in to break up a fight.
Been a while since I stepped in the octagon. that didn't look like it was going in the right direction. That's all we needed. So I just, yeah.
Dana, right here. Is there a health update on Victor Henry? I know he was transported to the hospital right after.
Is there a health date? Yeah, the guys that got kicked low, serious. I mean, these guys are puking backstage, and they're getting MRIs or whatever it is you do when you get kicked low.
For Alex Garoff, he's only 2-0 in the UFC, but he's obviously has an extensive background. He's like Hamza, where he comes in, he's dominant so early. He wants a top 10 fighter now. Do you foresee it being difficult convincing top 10 fighters to accept a fight against an unranked fighter like that who's so talented?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yes, the answer is yes, but we'll find somebody. And yes, somebody ranked is going to have to fight.
Muhammad Mahayev told me to ask you if he could be the backup fighter.
I just saw him, and he was just terrorizing me in the back, and yeah, we'll figure something out for him.
He hasn't fought in the States yet. He seems very interested. He wants to fight in Las Vegas. He's fought in London and here. Do you want to bring him stateside?
Do I want him where?
He hasn't fought in the U.S. yet.
Yeah. Listen, when kids tell me, listen, I want to fight here or want to fight there, I try to make it happen.
It seems like there's a video of a fan jumping over the barricade to get at Paulo Costa after the Hamzat fight. Do you have any update on what happened there?
Yeah, with the group of people that we had here in the building tonight, it was like a powder keg in there. That thing was just ready to pop off. I've never seen something like that. Somebody from the crowd go after a fighter. But we handled it. We contained it.
Last one for me. There were 2 fighters in the early prelims that revealed that they came into their fight with staph infection, pretty bad staph infection. And they got through medicals and fight week and they still fought. Do you have to do anything or change anything so that doesn't happen moving forward?
No. I mean, if you look at how many fights we work, we basically do fights every single Saturday. And here's one of the things. If you're going to lie and hide injuries like that, lie all the way home. Why are you going to lie and do that and then sit up here and say, oh, I had staph infection? It's a very fucking weird thing to do, to be honest with you. Very weird. Yeah.
Dana.
Yeah.
Over there. What do you make of the Shara Bullet performance? Shara Bullet. About his performance with his opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, listen. He's a bad boy. He's tough. His first fight in the UFC. I don't know how he's from Dagestan and has 0 takedown defense, but other than that, he looked incredible. Yeah, no, I like the kid.
Is he a future of this game, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Is he the future of the sport? I don't know if he's the future of the sport, but he's definitely got a future here. He's got to work on his takedown defense. I mean, in the UFC, you have to have the full game. Obviously, his kickboxing is nasty, and leg kicks, head kicks, elbows, obviously. But he's got to tighten up that wrestling game, or he'll get beat here very quickly.
It's unclear what's going on with Bellator. There's a light heavyweight champ, Vadim Nemkov, who is a student of Fyodor Emelianenko. He defeats everyone in a row. Would it be interesting for you to see him in the UFC?
He fights in Bellator and be interesting for him to fight in the UFC?
Yeah, and he's a student of Fyodor. So.
Okay. Did Bellator close down yet, or are they still?
It's unclear.
No. We'll see. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's not that unclear. Showtime announced that they are officially getting out of boxing and MMA at the end of next month. There's one more Bellator show, and then that's it. But we don't know what's happening after that.
There you go. We'll see what happens with Bellator and who goes where and what happens. Yeah.
And And the last one for me, we know that Fyodor Emelianenko periodically comes to United States. The UFC has a UFC Performance Institute, the best place to train. Would you allow Fyodor to come to UCPI and train there?
Fedor?
Yeah.
Is Fedor still fighting?
Not fighting, retired.
Absolutely. Listen, UFC headquarters door is open to Fedor anytime he wants to. He can come by and have lunch. He can work out. He can do whatever he wants to do. We'd be happy to have him.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you.
Right here. The prelims tonight streamed for free on YouTube on ESPN. How did that decision come together?
They control the content.
Is that something that you're happy about? That kind of more people got to get exposed to this card?
Is it something that what?
Were you happy with that? That more people kind of got to be exposed?
Listen, it's their content. That we're in a deal with them. They can do whatever they want with it. Obviously, we're in college football season, and these guys have, a heavy schedule, and we do fights basically every Saturday. So, however they want to distribute the content is fine with me.
And when you did your scrum yesterday after the weigh-ins, you said that there was some stuff that you were going to reveal about how tonight came together that you said you would share after the fights. Can you share that now?
Yeah, what the hell was I talking about? You know what I was talking about? I have no idea what I was talking about. But I remember in the scrum. I don't remember. I'm being honest. I tell you if I remember. I don't remember what the hell I was talking about.
Well, it seems like, Hunter did a great interview with ESPN talking about how this came together, and one of the fighters who seemingly stepped up and was willing to take the main event was Dustin Poirier. What are you guys going to do with, these people who are kind of on the odd man out here, Justin Gaethje? Do you have plans for them?
Do we have plans for Poirier and Gaethje?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we do. I mean, we have plans for everybody. Obviously, going into this event, it was a big event coming in, sold out, very successful event here. Then the co-main and the main fall apart. Get that fixed, fight actually becomes bigger. This thing, the buzz around this fight and energy. So this has basically been our focus for the last couple of weeks. With other stuff that we have going on, with some of the announcements that we made this week, and more announcements that we will make on Monday or Tuesday. There's so much crazy shit going on right now with this company. It's awesome. So everybody's going to end up somewhere right here, right now, off the top of my head. I can't remember what I was going to tell you yesterday, so I have no idea.
Yesterday, you took a photo with Michael Venom Page that came up on Instagram. He shared it. Are you guys in negotiations with him to sign him?
Listen, he's a kid that we're definitely interested in, and he's interested too. So possibly.
And you told me back in July that on top of Power Slap, you had big plans to get into grappling. And in December, it sounds like George St. Pierre is injured and out of that match. You said you were planning to have him grapple Nick Diaz. Just curious, where does that change fall into your bigger plans for the future of grappling?
Yeah, that doesn't. That the Fight Pass Invitational that they do, and they're doing a lot of grappling right now on Fight Pass. The stuff that I'm talking about is much bigger than that. And that's all in the works right now, too.
And last one, the next card is the 30th anniversary event for the UFC. Don't mean to put you on the spot here, but with that looming, do you have maybe your 5 greatest fighters in UFC history that you feel should be kind of celebrated as we go into this 30th anniversary?
Yeah, I know that we just shot a show that's going to come out. It's like the 30 greatest fighters of all time. That's airing soon here. But right here off the top of my head, going into that event, my number 1 is John Jones.
Dana,
Yep.
Abhishek Singh from MMA India. I wanted to ask you, obviously things did not go right for Anshu Jogi, but I wanted to ask how important is Indian market to the UFC?
What's the question, sorry?
How important is the Indian market to the UFC?
How important is the Indian market for the UFC?
Yeah, listen, I say this all the time. Every market's important. We've been working on India for a while. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but Slap is massive in India. It's been really, really good for us. And we will continue to, look for for UFC talent there, just like we do everywhere else. Every market is important to me.
So are you looking to recruit any Indian to the slap fighting championship?
Are you interested in recruiting Indians for slap fighting?
Am I interested in Indians for that? Absolutely, I am. Yeah. The numbers that we pull over there is insane. So yes, anybody who's out there in India, if you like to slap, call me.
Where do they apply?
What's that?
Where do they apply?
Where do they apply?
Where do they apply? You can literally go online on powerslap.com or @slap on Instagram.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana over here, right in front of you.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you? Just two questions. Volkanovski seemed to want to turn around quickly